Hey, are we live?
Oh, yeah.
We are 2023.
Live AF. Live AF. Hi, everybody. We're back and we're live AF. I love being live AF. I don't even want to say the word. I don't think I'm going to swear this year. It's a new year. It's a new us. It's a new you.
Oh, here we go.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Dean. That is Lochlin Cross from 957 Cruise FM at Edmonton. Host of the Locker Room at Lochlin Cross on Twitter is where you can find him. Weekday mornings, 5 to 9 on the Locker Room at Edmonton.
Luber.
And the owner of a new ride-sharing service called Luber. We'll get to that in just a minute as well. That is Ryan Lindley from the Linz Report. Food douche as well at Ryan Lindley is where you can follow him on Twitter. Good to
And
see
that,
you
my
guys.
friends, is Judge Judy up in the corner.
Judge Judy, the food douche, Dean the idiot. We got you covered. Welcome to the new year, everybody. How we doing? Christmas was good for you guys? I mean, we kept our communication to a bare minimum. I think I talked to Lochlin for like 10 minutes last night. That was it over the holidays. Same thing with Linz, and we didn't talk a lot, but everybody was good. Christmas was fun. Starting the right Lock. You made it.
Yeah.
Hangovers.
Well,
okay.
We
you good?
We kind of had a weird Christmas because the kids couldn't get home. The flights were all wonky, and they were on WestJet flights, and then we had to flip them over to Air Canada, and then it was craziness. So we just sort of
the big Arctic
it.
snow bomb that like covered all of North America. That
fucked
but
all
I
of
had
us.
I had one in Vancouver, who was getting screwed over from weather and WestJet and Air Canada issues, and then the other one in Toronto. So usually you'll have one situation on the East Coast or something, and then the West Coast is fine. But it was both this year. We managed to get them home, and we're in the new house too, which was kind of interesting. So it was once we got him here, we had like 3-4 days with the girls. It was awesome. So it was awesome.
Good for you. Good for you, Linz. Good Christmas.
Yeah, it was great. It was very quiet, and same as Locke, that storm kind of screwed us as well. Kaylee, where my daughter lives, is right on the lake shore of Lake Erie, and they're on the east end of the lake. Yeah, and ended up with like 30-foot swells. It was nuts. So the day before, on the Thursday before the holiday, my ex called me and said, "Listen, do you mind?
I still love you. Come back." She said, "Let's have a family Christmas."
Okay, can you please come and take your kid and the cat? And I'll tell you, you know what? I do anything for my kid. And that 17-year-old cat, Charlie wasn't impressed, but we took in the stowaway cat and made it work. It was an interesting weekend for sure.
Are you like an idiot or the nicest person in the world?
I get along very well with my ex, and it's worked out very well for the entire upbringing of my daughter. So I will just do the thing that needs to get done. And you know what? My kid gets all the Christmases. She gets a 90 average in high school. I'm happy.
So you'll watch
the
cat. You'll watch the ex-wife's cat just to keep the peace. Isn't that nice?
Yeah. Just to
my
make sure
things
go
the
well.
Same thing over the holidays. She's like, she asked my one son, because I don't talk to her. She's like, "Can you ask your dad if he'll watch the dog for a couple of days?" And he's like, "Hey, Dad, can you watch the dog for a couple of days?" I said, "No fucking way." And then on the phone, he's like, "Yeah," he says, "No fucking way." And I would never do that. But that's because we have a different dynamic, right? See, to me,
a healthy
that's
one.
Like someone taking it. Yeah.
See, wrong. You're right. You're wrong. I get it. This is why family courts are fucking packed for years and years in advance.
I know. Yeah.
It's
that makes more sense to me.
Yeah.
You know what?
That's
and I feel
you're a dick too. He's nice for assholes. Yeah.
It's not even just a fact of being nice. It's just being a good dad, right? And Shia was always number one, and that's what it is. She's number one. I put away my differences. My ex put away hers. We focused on raising the kid, and we ended up being better people for it. We're friends now. We can do things together as a as a unit.
Yeah, see, hold it. That only works when the other person. I was going to go on this big tirade. That only works when the other person's fucking totally normal and nice and gives back the same way you give.
I'm not. Yeah, that's right.
I said to my kids this Christmas, it was the best Christmas ever, without question. Right. No one in the house, no one to fucking shit on your party, no one to tell you we got to go to some guy's house for bagels. No one's saying we got to hurry up and unwrap these presents because we got like 4 other. None of that. None of it was gone. And
Mhm.
I said to my kids this Christmas, after their mother asked me to actually watch the dog for 2 days, where I said, I'm not a fucking kennel. Figure it out.
Yeah.
I said to them, guys, divorce Christmases are the best. The best.
Yeah.
And they're like, you're right. Well, at least we know we have one place to go where shit's normal. That's the best. And I'm like, you're
Yeah.
welcome. And outside of that, they got 2 sets of gifts. They got to have one totally normal Christmas where everybody was happy and you had coffee and you listened to Christmas music and all the other shit it was fucking perfect. And I wanted to extol the value of divorced Christmases on unhappy families. I really do. Listen to me. If you look at me very carefully, if you're in a shitty marriage and you have kids, they hate Christmas more than they hate any other day because that Christmas becomes so much easier when you two are not together. So don't stick it out. You hate each other's guts. He's cheated on you. She's got a pill problem. He's an alcoholic. She cheated on you. There's a million different reasons why you people shouldn't be together. I get it. Unhappiness is one of them. I had the happiest Christmas of my whole life this year with my 3 boys, 17, 19, 23, because we did exactly what we wanted to do and no one told us where to go and there were no fucking infighting. We didn't have to get dressed up for someone's family and, are you seriously going to go in those pants? Change your pants. Fuck you. We spent Christmas in our pajamas.
Yep.
Pajamas. I got
Same
a
with us.
onesie. It was the
Can
best.
Listen,
Get
I'm
divorced. Do it.
I'm not
Did
gonna
it have a door
I'm
in the
not-
arse? Did your onesie have a door in the
Oh
arse?
yeah, it's got the poo flap.
The
I got
shit door?
Poo flap
Yeah,
in there. Yeah,
okay.
yeah, dude. I didn't
Nice.
shower for 3 days. Fucking, it was awesome. I ate a handful of shrooms on Christmas Day. It was fucking
Yeah, we got to talk
incredible.
about that.
Well, they were gone.
I want to
Relax, I
weigh
did.
in quickly here
Yeah.
because I'm
Divorce
still
Christmas.
with my beautiful wife and
Mine.
I love Christmas. I hated Christmas until we had kids. And now I love Christmas. And when the girls come back, we have a blast. Although I would just appreciate a heads up if you're ever going to post a video in our DMs going on and on about how divorced Christmas is awesome. Just give me a bit of a warning so I don't listen
front
to
of
the
your wife?
video, say on Christmas Day with my beautiful bride beside me in bed.
That video
love that
sparked a
video?
fight with my wife, just so you know, too.
Yeah, I sent these guys a
She's
video.
like,
So if you're just
Who's that for?
who's that? It's for it's for you guys. I knew it would cause problems, so I sent this. I recorded this video. I was going to post it, and I decided I'll just send it to the boys. Christmas morning, 6 o'clock, 7
So
o'clock.
funny.
I'm rolling around. I've got coffee. I got the fireplace on. The tree's right there.
Yeah.
House is clean, fucking spotless. I'm enjoying a nice coffee with some silk almond creamer in it. And I did a video for you guys, and I said, guys, this is the fucking best. Not a soul in sight. No one to tell you that it's time to leave or that it's your turn to strain the dishes or you got to take the dog for a walk or someone just spilled crantini on the couch. None of that. And I sent it to you guys in hopes that your wives would watch it. And I hoped that you would be and experience real serious, uncomfortable emotions after
It
watching
worked.
that. I get it.
I don't even remember what, and it wasn't even about your video. We were talking about something else, and as I was doing, as I was doing the reply video back in the chat,
Yeah.
Ashley was bitching at me about something. I'm like, maybe Dean's right, and I even said
Yeah,
it in
he
the
is.
video.
He is.
Yeah, it was
He is.
an
What did
interesting
Deb say?
Christmas morning.
What did Deb say? Did she go, you know what? He's right. Lock, get out.
No, it was a quick little one-off. 30 years.
Yeah, she knows you better than
We
that.
you don't get into the nitty-gritty, right?
But at,
Just-
at no point in time when you're looking at that peaceful house, listening to the Christmas music, you see the fireplace on, you see the tree. At no point in time did either of you two go, "Oh, that looks pretty good, actually.
I will say this because I do enjoy having the kids around and the family, and we had a lot of fun. Killed a bunch of booze. It was awesome.
boy.
We had a blast. But I do, and this is coming from a loud guy. Like I'm a loud person, but my oldest, God love her, she is so fucking loud. Like, and it's nonstop.
Wonder where she gets that from.
And when she leaves, it's just like, can you hear that? I'll look over at my wife and go, can you hear that? Can you? Yeah.
She's gone.
Yeah. And I love her. I do. I love her. But she's fucking loud.
There's a little bit of that. Dude, it doesn't matter how much you love people. You're around them, like you're not used to having those people around, and you're not around them, and then you're around them for 2 weeks solid. When they leave, there's a relief. There's a big relief. Doesn't matter who they are. Could be your kids, could be your family.
This year was good because the trip got kind of augmented.
Yeah.
Right. So, and my daughter is good at keeping herself busy. Every waking moment of her life is a social event. So she's constantly on the go. So I'm not always involved. So she doesn't wear out her welcome because like she's like, gotta go here, I gotta go here, but gotta go here, and then and then she's just gone like for a couple of hours at a time.
I wonder she's annoying to be around. Can't understand a fucking word she's saying if she talks like that.
Honestly, I bet you if I showed up at your home and we were there for weekends, you would reevaluate your friendship with me if I brought my family.
I like how it's none of his. It wouldn't be him at all. It's everybody around him.
No, and keep in mind, I've spent the evening with him and his wife and a little bit of time with his daughter. It's totally him.
I'm adding myself to the equation.
Oh, okay.
I make things worse, right? Like I totally do. I know my role in it, Linz. I know my role in it.
Here comes that loud family.
Yeah.
Here comes the louds.
We take over rooms. Like literally, like we walk in, it's over. Everyone
saw it.
Just like
we saw it
we
when
all
we
know
went.
People like that. Yeah.
Well, we saw it when we went to that bar in Toronto after the Jays game. The three of us sat. We had a pitcher of beer on the table. We were having a nice quiet conversation. Then your wife and daughter showed up, and it was like it was a party. Like that's when it was like, holy shit, this just hit stage 2. Like we're back into the thick of it now.
It's next gear. It's always next gear.
It's great.
Yeah, next
and
level.
They wonder why I go to bed. Like, why is Dad going to bed at 9?
Dad's getting old, and you're like, fuck that. I'm gonna go pull one off and watch 2 hours of television by myself in my bedroom. And then when the wife creeps in and goes, "Hey, you want to come out and say goodnight to the kids?" I'll just go, pretend I'm sleeping. We know you did that. We know you did that because I do that. Everybody does that.
Everybody does.
Pretend you're sleeping. That's
everybody does it.
Best move.
Yeah. Speaking of Christmas douchery, so one of the things that I had an eye on this Christmas, it was Ryan Lindley's Twitter account, at Ryan Lindley, if you haven't been there. He's a foodie. He's our resident foodie, does all the food blogs. He's in charge of all that stuff. But you really douched it up this year. Well, stepped or douched. I want to talk about it. No, I'm not going to fuck off. Because you made me feel like shit. Everything you posted made because like I feel slightly capable in the kitchen. One of those things where it's like, I can do a charcuterie board, I can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
I can cook a meal. It's hit and miss. Sometimes but you make it look like a fucking event. Like, Locke, this was his. I want you to watch this. Did you see his whiskey smoking video? Did you see this? Fucking guy put it to music.
I saw a lot of stuff. There was like he was lighting shit on fire. There was a bunch of videos. I'm not sure which one you're mentioning here, but I think I did see this one.
Well, this is the one that I'm like over the top. This guy's at home with his wife and his kid, and he's just fucking totally showing off. Watch this. He put it to fucking music like he's a TikTok star. Like he's
an
Jake
Instagram
Paul.
filter.
I love this.
There you go. Let's get the blowtorch out. The ethereal, royalty-free music.
Yeah.
Heats up the wood chips.
So that's smoke it?
Yeah, just watch.
Smoke to me?
So he heats this. So he puts this video up yesterday, and I'm like, oh, for fuck's sakes, this is so bougie. It's too bougie.
It's incredibly bougie.
So he lights up the smoking chips, and then he puts a little bit of whiskey in a glass, and he puts it in the smoking chip box. And look at that. See, that's just fucking.
Oh, it was so
just
good.
made me feel terrible about myself.
I think I get where Dean might be coming from, Liz.
Right.
You have no idea. If you're a whiskey fan, that is fucking delicious. And bougie or not,
what kind of whiskey was it? Like
that's a copper pot from 40 Creek. It's the only whiskey I'll have in my house other than scotches and shit.
He's
but
a
that
whiskey
one
douche too. He's a food douche and a whiskey douche.
Is that an expensive whiskey?
No, it's like the mid-level for like whatever, right? It's just taking it up a notch. That's all.
I have a buddy who drinks scotches, and he has he's into it big time, and he's got different levels, right? Like he's got cabinets with, that's the $500 plus bottles. This is like the $100, $200, $300 bottles.
Yeah, I don't go that crazy.
And then he's got one he calls it juice. That's my juice.
That's the everyday whiskey.
JB, Cuddy Sark, that kind of shit.
Yeah. No, that's when I was a brand ambassador for Oklahoma Joe's Smokers. Like they make actual like food smokers. They sent us that as a gift, saying, "Here you go." They were doing this bourbon tour last summer, and they said, with the bourbon tour, we're going to send you guys a cocktail smoker. And I didn't know what the fuck it was. I had to actually like watch the video to be like, what am I doing with this thing? And I was like, and I thought the same thing as you. I'm like, this is pretentious as fuck. This is like, how am I supposed to use this and still do like barbecue brisket smoking videos for guys with MAGA hats and fucking cut off arm t-shirts? You know, like this doesn't make a lot of sense. Yeah. And then I tried it. And I was like, fuck me. Like this gets brought out on special occasions now every time.
Does it work?
It really does.
Like, I retweeted it and it had thousands of views, and some guy's like, that is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. There's no way the smoke stays in the actual alcohol.
It's not in the alcohol. It doesn't go in the alcohol. What it does is it clings to the glass. So when you're drinking it, that smell and that taste is in the glass, right? So that you can some people don't even do it with the booze in it. I just did the booze in it for the video. But you can do just the glass. You can smoke the glass prior to pouring.
Is that what you're supposed to do first? Smoke the glass?
You can, yeah. And but it just looks better when you're doing it on online,
douchey.
right? So
it looks
way douchier. Saves time on the Instagram video.
I do agree that the music added a level of douchery.
Douche, absolutely.
Dude, he didn't just douche the whiskey. He douched the cheese trays too with the music. Watch this. It's fucking unbelievable. Watch this. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
How do you know what some of this shit is? It's so fucking fancy.
That's the stuff you were eating. You and I ate that cheese, by the way.
It was awesome cheese.
Yeah, that's the same stuff.
Is that halloumi cheese? You got a little antipasto there. You got some nice pepperonis.
Looks good.
Olives, crackers, and the Veuve Clicquot, the champagne, the prosecco.
Little brie. There's brie. There's Niagara Gold. There's that. You remember the potato cheese, Dean?
Yeah,
that's the one in the middle.
Yeah, the yellow job.
Yeah, and then some fig balsamic jam for the brie. It was really good.
I like that you're into it. I mean, I think it's cool. I wish I was into something like that.
It's
right?
not
like
why not enjoy what you do? And I'll do that. You know what? I could take, and I should do this. Maybe I'll do it for the website this sometime soon. I could take a thing of craft dinner and make you fucking want that craft dinner like right away and be like, that is delicious. That looks amazing. Enjoy the process of what you're doing. Slow down. Actually savor the process of preparing the food, and then I swear to God, it makes it taste better, and you know what you're eating. And it's not like none of that stuff. The champagne, that was a little expensive, but the rest of it, that stuff was all cheap. Like that's cheap shit. Like there was maybe like $100 worth of food that we still have a ton of leftovers for. Like you can enjoy the process. Just treat yourself to the process of it. You don't have to go and blow a mind-blowing amount of money. I can show you how to do it cheap, and that's what we're going to do this year.
But yeah, I know, but as you should. But here's where that meets the road for me. I'm a Keurig guy. I'm a Keurig guy.
Yeah,
you're French pressers.
So's Locke. Yeah.
Yeah, that's I said.
I got a Bodum. We got a new Bodum for
French
Christmas.
presser. Fuck the French press. I just want to get it in me. That's it. Same thing with the trays. Like you take up your time and you make that big, beautiful food. Make everybody out there feel shitty about what they're doing. Which, by the way, I kind of liked about you. I like how you did that. Even though I felt like trash about myself watching your food videos, I was like, everybody else feels like trash too. I kind of like the troll job here. It's really good.
Though? I got to agree with Lynn's on one thing. The prep thing is kind of I've been getting into it last couple of years. Yeah. We started getting those make good food boxes when the girls were gone. It just simplifies our lives so much. We don't have to do as much shopping, and we get 3 meals a week and they show up at the doorstep, and then you have to prepare them. And there's the instructions. And we eat stuff we would never eat before. Yep. And we're always pleasantly surprised. And I actually enjoy prepping them, especially if my wife helps, because one thing, if you haven't done the make good food boxes, is if you're not a good chef, if you're like a hack like me, the timing that they give you on stuff is not right. You have to a lot of times it's two people and you're flying to keep up. Then it's stressful. But a lot of times my wife will be busy and she'll have, curling on a Wednesday night or something, and she needs to leave by 5:30. So I'll go down and then I prep everything, and I quite enjoy it. I've never always been a chef or a cook or into it at all. But
I've always told people, one thing you ignore 100% on like if you Google a recipe for something and you want to make something from scratch, ignore the thing that says prep time, because now you feel rushed, right? You feel rushed at prep time. Oh, it's going to take me 15 minutes. Why am I doing this in 20 minutes? I'm fucking something up. It's the worst thing. Take your time. Set aside an hour in the afternoon to do it if you have the time. If you want to do
the prep now beforehand, Linz.
Yeah.
Even if they tell you to do it in this order, I find out all the mise en place.
Yep.
And I do it all, especially if I'm doing it by myself. And then I go through the steps.
Good for you. And that's it.
Everything up.
Throw some tunes on. If you're a drinker, pour yourself a glass of wine, pour whatever you like, and enjoy the fucking process. And you know what? You will love cooking. You will find it. It's stress-free. It melts away anything. You get zoned into something that's very basic and primitive to do, and that is making food. And that's something that's in you. You need to want to do that, right? Yeah. I disagree with I don't think you're giving it the credit that it needs, Dean.
The process, you mean?
I don't think you're giving it enough.
I'm not.
I don't think you're giving it enough of a chance. That's all.
No, I'm not. But I will say this, is that what you're talking about is a way of life, right? Like with me, when I'm done work, I get off the podcast, I prep something and I get it ready before I go on. Like I've already prepped dinner. It's all ready to go. And then I'll go make it. Yeah. And I like that time. Like it's one of those really cool times. And for everybody out there that's like, fuck, seriously, first podcast of the year, you guys are talking about prepping food. No, man. We're talking about making your life fun, interesting, cool, getting capable, learning how to do shit for yourself. Mm-hmm. Like I make fun of Ryan's douchey smoked whiskey and all the other hors d'oeuvres and stuff like that. But
I'm jealous though.
I'm doing it because I'm also quite jealous of the fact that he can put this shit together, but he does it because he wants to show people how to do it. And finding out that you're capable, dude, this whole year for us is going to be about growth, and everybody's life should be about growth, which is why I loved Lochlin's podcast or Lochlin's blog. I couldn't even fucking believe he wrote one about doing yoga. He's like, I did yoga for a year. Here's why. And the actual write-up was spectacular. How you talk about, I'm usually drunk when I'm blogged, so this is odd. Broke my tailbone in hockey. I was at 40. Result, stopped working out. Got to be 265. You lied to me, told me he was 250. And then said, if you ever broken the tailbone, you'll understand why I was desperate to find a solution. You basically didn't want to be a fat guy. You were... My wife had some DBS.
No, it wasn't. You know what? Honestly, it wasn't about the weight. It wasn't. I would have been fine with the weight if I would have felt
it was
good.
The pain.
I couldn't sit in for more than 10, 15 minutes at a time. I was losing my mind.
Yeah,
I really was. And again, I put in there a little bit more about the and I wasn't kidding. I was actually, somebody told me there was a doctor or a chiropractor. They exist. I couldn't find one where they go in your ass and they crack your tailbone back in. Mm-hmm. So your caustics
search for days
is like a finger. Right? And it's got joints in it. It's got 3 joints in it. I broke that part, the cartilage, right off the top. And it's actually still loose. It still floats around in there. And I can grab my ass and I can get it back into spot now. But if you have no muscles in your buttocks, you're not holding it and it just floats around in there. And I know this is a common thing. A lot of people break it in Canada from tobogganing when they're kids. And it fucks you for life. It does. And and I remember going to I went to acupuncture. I went to this. I did everything. And I was trying to do all this shit. And I legit, every person was, you should look into yoga. And I was like, fuck yoga. I'm not doing yoga. And I pushed back on it. But finally I was like, oh, I got to try something. I was losing my mind.
Yeah.
And I graduated into this like this practice. And I'm
How
not
did you
your
feel?
typical
How did
yogi
you feel
at
the
all.
first time? Like, because you're a dude, right? And I've done yoga too. I
Man's
love
I was
it.
in the basement.
And well, no,
by
like the
myself.
first time you did it on your own. That was the first time you tried it. You didn't go to a studio.
Tapes. My wife has like 5 or 6 or 7 or DVDs, and I was
My
doing it in
God.
the basement in
Really?
front of the TV. And then I started to find guys I liked, and I'd search them out on YouTube, and I was doing videos that way. But honestly, I and again, I feel I always, because you and I've had constant conversations about the yoga thing. Dean, you have, because you were like, you should teach this, you should. And the
dude.
problem I have is I feel there's so many people out there with the answers for everybody and how to live their lives. And I find them annoying, to be honest with you. It's
like the health yogi people that are like full on namaste,
But
stay with
there's
you today, may the Lord
every
bless you.
third
May
account
the
on
universe blow
Instagram
you,
is
that kind of stuff.
somebody that they're
Telling you,
a mental health warrior, or they're like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, the wellness industry is just full of fucking losers. Like just
$1 billion
yeah.
industry.
And it's everybody trying to tell, like the Andrew, you know that Andrew Tate guy, Greta Thunberg, like ended his life on the weekend. Now he's in literally a
Pizzagate.
Romanian
Pizza
prison.
Tate.
Yeah, dude, that guy. So he
Yeah.
champions himself as a wellness coach. That's why that's how he gets money, or how he says he gets people to give money. He's broke. He's
Yeah.
an actor. He's funded by Peter Thiel and Glenn Greenwald, who we've had on the show, as a matter of fact. Interesting, isn't it? So he's funded by, so he's not even real. But my point is that it's the number one way to fuck people out of their money right now. Is tell them that you're like, oh, come to my studio. I'll teach you the ways of yogi. No. You know what you need? You need to start a studio where you can come into the studio, pregame yoga with a pint, and then get into the fucking sweat box and have a bunch of guys in there going, okay, get lower. Ooh, my balls hurt. That's okay. Your balls are going to feel fine. Like none of this, like walking around going, shh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make it like a cabin, like a really rustic
Put on some
inside.
ZZ Top, that kind of stuff. I think you'd be fucking awesome.
If I did that, I would do my version of it, right? But that community,
drunk yoga,
a lot of people gravitate towards the searchers. I talk about the searchers all the time. They gravitate towards yoga and that type of, and again, I found some that I really like and that I responded to, right? That aren't chanting and the breath work and all that kind of stuff. I can't wrap my head around that, right? But honestly, I over the last year when I decided to do it, because I've been doing it 10 plus years now, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to see if I can do yoga. People ask me a bunch of questions.
You sure you didn't start doing this so you could try to suck your own dick?
I think that's it. Exactly.
Here's the thing about that, and I'll be brutally honest with you about
you've tried
suck
have you
your own
tried
dick thing. No, here's the thing.
Could you?
I would need to, because I'm a grower. I'm not a shower. I haven't got like something flying around in there like old Paul.
Yeah.
Right.
about
Mine has
that
to
again.
get big. Right.
Yeah, you got to be engorged. You have to have a boner.
Yes, I have to be hard, and I would find it very difficult to get an erection while doing yoga. I'll be honest.
What if you did like?
I'm fairly close.
You remember Kiana's Flex Appeal when we were younger? You remember that show with
Yes.
Kiana? That was super hot Asian lady that used to work out on the beach. Remember her?
Yep.
And she had super hot friends. What if you found like a group of hot yoga chicks and they had a DVD set out, box set maybe? Get it? And then you're like, yeah, I'm gonna watch that so I can. Do you think if engorged now because of your 10 years of yoga, if you didn't try to get into yoga just so you could suck your own dinger, do you think if you were engorged watching one of those lady videos you could? Could you get close?
I could touch the chin, the bottom of the chin.
He's done it.
For sure.
He's done it.
You tried it.
That's pretty specific measurement.
I'm pretty sure I could get the head of my dick to my chin.
I'm pretty sure I could give myself
I'll
bruises
show you
on my gums.
I worked out this morning. I did yoga this morning, but
you should be good. You're ready. You're limber. Let's see how close you can
I'm
get
a little
your
tight, and the jeans are a
junk
little
to your
tight,
face.
But I will see. I'll show you how close I can get.
Even Kingston's
this is
doing
Lochlin Cross. Yeah, Kingston do a little yoga too. He was born with the ability to do it.
It's
There he goes. He's going to set it aside. Here's Lochlin Cross.
He's got his
showing us how
cowboy boots
flexible he
on and
is.
his tight jeans.
Yeah, there he goes. And he's going to get back. He's going to do the downward dog or something, whatever it's called.
Pretzel,
he's right in there.
He's right. Look
pretzel. He's right. He's
Holy
right there.
shit! Oh yeah, yeah. His chin is on his nuts right there.
Congratulations!
Nice. Oh, look at this.
That. Now he's showing off.
He's levitating.
220 pounds of yoga right there.
Not bad.
Impressive. That is impressive.
Bad, buddy. Not bad, pal.
I was going to do a headstand, but I thought I better not do that because that'll fall and then that'll end up being micro content. I can do a headstand, though, from Pro. Dip down, hop up.
Seriously?
Yeah. Can you really?
Yep.
Holy shit.
I can do some arm. I've been
I
doing
want
it
to
for
see
10 years.
Ryan try it now for some reason.
The thing is, if you're...
I can move
the thing
over
is,
there, I guess.
I do yoga with... Most people that do yoga are not 6'4", 240 pounds.
Right.
Right. So you have to be realistic about what you want to achieve when you get into it if you're a big dude. And the problem is we're all wired very specifically, like men especially. You have to park that shit or you're going to get hurt. Because if you're sitting there with someone who is 5'4", 105 pounds, and you're trying to copy her, you're going to fuck yourself up. And that happens a lot in yoga, if we're being honest.
Where people that try stuff and they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
I never do that. Dude, anytime I've done yoga, it's probably been 30 times in my life, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. The guy will walk around and go, you can try this. I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not trying that.
No, and that's the biggest issue, I think, with it, is it turns people off because you get into a class and you start seeing people do headstands and all this weird shit, and you're like, I'm fucking out of here. There's no way. And
I'm afraid I just get on that mat and get that block and just like go for a nap. Like that's what it looks like to me. It looks like nap time when you were in kindergarten. It's like I'm just gonna lay down here, comfy here. I did a little bit of a stretchy, and I'm gonna take a little nappy poo.
Anyway, I want to say one thing, and then we can move on. I was wildly impressed with the feedback and the support that I got through the course of the year. I tried it. I posted a picture on day one, at the beginning of it. And I the reason I did it is because all these videos you see of, somebody weight challenge, they always talk about how they wanted to keep themselves honest. So they would do like a video post or picture post or whatever on social media. So that's why I did it. And then I started putting day one, day two, la, 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 la. And I managed to get through the entire year. And I did, some people were annoyed by it, which is fine. You can be annoyed by it. Social media is annoying. I'm fucking doing something annoying. So I get it. But I did get a lot of people supporting me through it. But the other thing that I did, and I'll mention this, I truly believe that you have to find something to keep yourself moving. And it might not be yoga, but if you like even just going for a walk, we've talked about this multiple times. Dean gets up in the morning, goes for a hike around the neighborhood, right? That's what he does. That's his exercise. And that's good. He's found something he likes to do. I found yoga and I enjoy it and I'm going to keep doing it. But I also, at the beginning of the year, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to make this bigger than it is. I'm not going to you got to fucking do 2.5 hours of yoga. I didn't do that. Some days I did 30 minutes. Some days I did an hour, but I didn't make it bigger than it needed to be. And I think that was part of the reason why I was able to do it every day. I was hungover. I was sick a couple of times. I still managed to get a bit of yoga in.
That's impressive.
Day.
When you're a heavy drinker and you commit to doing yoga for at least half hour, 20 minutes, half hour, hour and a half, whatever it is a day. And you're hung to the tits. And I saw you a couple of times this year where you looked at me and you were like,
I was hung.
Yeah.
Good. And you still do it. That's commitment. But you said something really important in there. And for anybody that's interested in wellness, get the net. Don't make it bigger than it is. Don't. I mean, it's super, super simple. I joined a gym the other day because I'm like, I fucking walked everywhere I can around here. And I'm like, I want to invest in myself. I'm going to do more things to help myself, more things for myself, less things not about myself. Right. And that's what it's going to be. It's not about massive life changes or losing that last 20 pounds or, looking like a fucking greyhound, all cock and ribs. It's not about any of those things.
Yeah.
None of it. It's about
just doing something,
going somewhere by myself, grabbing a coffee, getting on an elliptical machine, doing that for 30 minutes, having a light workout, getting in a sauna by myself with a towel on, never going naked, ever. Never, ever. And it's not because I'm embarrassed. I'm not.
Full cock.
You go full cock? You just walk around,
yeah.
you full cock it in the dressing room? I don't do that.
No, I don't. I'm kidding.
Me neither. It's always
I've
tough.
never had a gym pass my entire life. I swear to God.
See, and I got one
Friend of mine
because
asked
I
me
want to go do
what I
something
run
fun in a
and
different
my whole
environment.
family started laughing.
I
don't own runners.
I got a question. Maybe you can
Yes.
what's the significance of 5 different yoga mats, Lochlin? Is that like for different levels of yoga, or
my wife does yoga, so one of those is hers.
okay?
I have a mat that I use outdoors,
Sometimes they get it.
and
on
then
the
I
neck.
have
that's
a
a
mat
bigger
that I use
space.
for hot yoga because it's sticky.
That's the
And
one.
then I have a
Yeah.
daily mat, and then I have a
Sticky.
roller.
Yeah.
I have a roller.
Okay, so that's the big one
One
on
of
the
the
bottom.
bottom's a
That's a
roller.
roller.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do it though. Anything you can for yourself, do it and don't make a big deal out of it. That's it.
Well, and
Carve
the other
time,
thing too
don't
is
make a big deal out of it like you normally
Yeah.
carve time to have a phone call or a conversation. Go do something for fucking you, man. It's not that hard. Literally,
Yeah.
20 minutes on an elliptical, you get some time in the steam room, you might meet a hot chick or a hot dude down at the gym. Who knows? Same thing, maybe going for a walk. Get out to see the trees. There's therapy in nature. Just get out and fucking do it. That is the key to wellness. And I said this to myself the other day too, because this year is the year where I'm going to look at things completely differently. Totally take away any bias I have. I'm going to try and do that with everything that I do. Not going to talk, by the way, that's the other change. We're not talking about anti-vaxxers or convoys. We're not going deep into the movement. I can give 2 fucks about those people anymore. The entire year, this year, is going to be about this kind of shit, dumb shit, sports betting, hockey, stories like Andrew Tate, Greta Thunberg, those kinds of things. We're going to invest in you too. We're not just going to sling around the fucking weirdness. And it's the same thing with everybody else. You should do the same thing. You should invest in yourself. Stay away from toxic shit. Do some things for you. That's what 2023 should be. It shouldn't be about major life decisions. Oh, this is the year I'm really going to turn it around. What the fuck does that mean, right? Go do one
Bullshit.
little thing for yourself. Like
That's
Lochlin says, 20, 30 minutes to go do something
Yeah.
every single day. Do it for you. You're going to be fine.
You put and
That's
you
it.
put
And
so
I-
much. You put so much pressure on yourself when
Yeah.
you do like set these weird fucking goals. Like that's why I
Yeah.
wrote that piece about like the dry February thing that people always do. Like
Yeah.
you're just lying to yourself, and all you're doing is setting yourself up for failure and making yourself feel bad at the end of it when you don't actually achieve an unattainable goal.
That's right.
Set your goals small. Be happy in what you're doing. Find something that's going to make you happy and better at the same time, and then it's not like it's a job, right? So
Well,
Look, Lochlin
and
did
the
that
other
one
thing-
day at a time last year. You just saw him right there. He's that close to sucking his own dick. Do you know what kind of confidence that breeds
that's the
him in?
goal. That's the goal, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the other thing too. I also think you have to not just be realistic about what you're trying to accomplish, right? Like Ryan said, that's a really good point. If you're going to get a gym membership, don't, I'm going to go for 2 hours a day every day. Like that's just it's unreasonable, and I think a lot of us do that. I've done it in the past. The other thing too is I think you got to be you have to be cognizant of what it is that you're trying to change. You have to be aware of it, and you can't do too much either, right? Like I think the bigger issue with a lot of people is if they are unhappy with where they're at, they've got a variety of things that they want to change about themselves. I drink too much. I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm not getting enough exercise. So they go all in, and then you're gonna fail. Because you're trying to do 10 things at once. I would just prioritize if you can. I mean, if you think you do need to make a change, if you're not happy with how you look or how you feel, just pick one thing and just say, all right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to try to cut back the smoking, or whatever. I saw something funny today. I drove Jimmy to the liquor store, Locks Luber, to get beer. And there was a guy at a vape shop, and he was standing outside the vape shop, and he was clearly there by himself. So he was obviously the guy running it, and he was having a smoke. I don't know.
What does that say?
Know why. I found it so funny that the guy running the vape store was out hacking a butt.
That's because
That
it
is
doesn't work,
hilarious.
apparently. That's why.
That's so funny.
But I had a good chuckle.
Oh, that's funny.
That's very funny. That's super funny.
And he just looked miserable too, right? Sitting up. What's my
They
life?
are.
I'm smoking
Yeah, dude.
outside of a vape store.
Vape store. Yeah, I can't even bring myself to smoke that. That's how bad my life is. I'd rather smoke this. Anyway.
Anyway, good luck if you are
Great
making any changes. Don't put too much pressure on yourself. And
do
again,
something for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And if you want to get
look at that
healthier
stuff.
too, you want
What's
to get
that?
healthier, cook for yourself. Like I'm telling you, it doesn't
Oh,
have to
that's
be like rich
huge.
thing. Yeah, stop eating out. Start learning how to make a Big Mac at home. You know what? You don't have to stop eating shit food. You just need to make shit food better for you, and you'll be okay. I swear to God, that's a thing.
I love how Ryan's key to wellness is learning how to make a Big Mac
That's
at
it.
home.
Yeah, make it at home. And sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you can.
You-
just salad dressing.
You could totally make that a Big Mac at home. You can
Yeah,
make it
salad
close on
dressing.
that.
It's not
Thousand
salad
Island.
dressing. I promise. I can. You know what? I'll do a post on how to make proper Big Mac sauce that you can't tell the difference. I
Is it
promise.
ketchup and mayonnaise?
Riveting.
There's ketchup involved. Yeah.
Is it really? Oh,
Yeah,
you're not
there's
telling
must-
us?
there-
What are
no,
you
well,
keeping this
I'll
like
put
a
it-
secret
No,
now?
I'll put it out as a post so everybody can read
How to
it.
make a
Go
Big Mac
Dean
at home?
Go to
I'll read
deanblundell.com. You know what? I will make. There's a resolution. I'll make that post today.
All
It'll
right.
be out there tonight.
I'm gonna eat that.
It's
I'm
good.
gonna-
It's a good fry dip too. Like it's a good anything that veggie dip, fry dip. Fuck, if you want to grab like veggie sticks and dip it in fucking Big Mac sauce, there you go. Get rid of your
You know what-
craving for your.
you know what
Big
I-
Mac by eating
you might
some
like
veggies.
this. God, Linz is a former fat guy.
Yeah. Wow.
So you know what I do with fat guy
Still
dip?
part time.
Part-time fat guy.
Yeah.
I take ranch chip and sriracha, 50-50.
Yeah. See, I like it with fruits.
That's fucking
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Sriracha and ranch.
Really?
So good.
Yeah, Buffalo Ranch is like one of the best things ever. Sriracha is great. There's if you got a bulk bar near you, go. They sell dry sriracha spice now, which is fucking out of this world for chicken.
Really?
Amazing. Yeah.
Oh, I'm all over that
Oh,
shit.
I'm not doing it now. I'm not
All right. I know how this works. Actually, don't buy it. It's shit.
I'll go buy it tomorrow.
Garbage. It's bad for you.
I'll go buy it tomorrow. It's gonna be fun. I'm really excited to have Alex. Alex is coming up on the show in just a couple minutes. Alex David Beckoff. Have you guys been watching what's going on in Ukraine over the past few days?
No, I'm
Yeah.
totally out to lunch on.
I know. I took a break over the holidays too.
They've been
and-
fighting back a bit. I know that.
Oh, dude, did you
Ukraine
see what
is
they did
pushing
today?
back.
Did you see what they did?
No.
Sorry, it was yesterday. Fuck. I got to play the video before Alex gets here. It's so good. So you know how Ukraine has these HIMARS rocket launch systems, multiple rocket launch systems, MRLS, I believe they're called.
Yep.
They took out like 700 Russians gathered for New Year's Eve in a school in Donetsk. Like 700 of them, loaded the place up with ammo to hide it from all the Ukrainians. And then the 700 Russian soldiers, military guys, assholes, terrorists, they're like, let's party in this school together at midnight on New Year's Eve. They're all dead now.
Oh no.
But the best, oh dude, but 701 shot. And Alex will come by to talk about it. The best part of it, and I know you're sitting there going, how can you say the best part about 700 people dying? Terrorists, dude, they were raping kids in that area. Just fucking gross.
Yeah.
The best part is that they actually put Christmas lights on the HIMARS before they put music video to it, and they had the guy launching it dressed like Santa, so it looked like Santa was literally bombing different parts of the Russian
I have not
takeover in
seen
Donbass.
this.
Oh,
Wow.
that was like something
They've
out of a
got
fucking horror movie.
They got some crazy sense of humor, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah,
Do you want to see the damage that did?
I would never,
Yeah.
ever. You
That
just
took
don't
out an entire
screw with this
school of
country.
Russians, 700 of them. Russia says officially it was 70, times that by 10. Ukrainian intelligence reports, U.S. intelligence reports said that was the biggest gathering of Russian officers anywhere in Donbass. And they all gathered in this old school and got all their ammunition and stuff. And the U.S. was like, hey, bomb that school. And so Ukraine's like, all right. So they bombed the fuck out of the school. Now it's over. But the fact that they fucking dressed that thing up like it was Santa's sled.
I love him.
Yeah.
I mean, and then put a music video around it. Like, you've got to be fucking kidding me.
Come on.
That's one of the greatest fuck yous I've ever seen in my life.
You know
Like,
what's
it's just
interesting about
unreal.
this war is Ukraine now almost has the country and the people have a very like a personality, right? Like if I met somebody from the Ukraine because of our relationship with Alex,
Mhm.
and also I've watched a bunch of interviews with Vladimir Zelensky. I think I'm saying his first name wrong. You get the sense that the country, with what they're going through, has developed this different sort of personality. Am I wrong?
Yeah,
You guys understand what I'm
I wouldn't
talking
be able
about?
to tell you what their original personality was.
Yes.
You know, it just seemed like another Eastern Bloc country, right? But to your point, yeah, I mean, you know, the ability that they have to be able to kind of, you know, I don't know how, and I mean,
The resilienceness, like the whole thing.
Like, to make the war somewhat entertaining, and to like the PR that has gone into this on both sides has been fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. From the Russian side, like the Christmas video they did the other day, where they're like, everything's fine, we're dancing, we're hugging, like 200,000 fucking people are dead, and they're like,
I think
"Ah,
Michelle's right.
What's
I
that?
think that the spirit of the Ukraine this is not a new thing. I just
No.
think we're now seeing it, right? But I didn't know
we're
a
paying
lot
attention. Yeah.
We're paying
Well,
attention.
you know what? But hold it. But you touch on something fucking important here. Is that the entire world? It doesn't matter who you are. Let's say you knew nothing about what was going on, and you took the social media effort from Ukraine, right, or the PR from Ukraine, and the social media or PR from Russia. It doesn't matter where you're from. You immediately would say, "Oh fuck, Ukraine's the ally here. That's our ally. That's who we should be cheering for. That's who we should be hoping for." Like, if you knew nothing about either one of these two countries going at it, just the way Ukraine continues to say, "We're here. We're going to continue to support our people, and we're going to fucking put Christmas lights on a deadly multiple rocket launch system and make a fucking Christmas video out of blowing up 700 Russians. And we're going to pretend it's Santa's sled, and we're going to pretend it's Santa pulling the trigger." Like, it's fucking brilliant. It might be the best PR I have ever seen in my life. And here's the fucking thing. It's entertaining. And you know what it does for the people in Ukraine? They're like, we got this. Doesn't even matter if they don't. They feel like they do, because they're like, yeah, let's fucking put Christmas lights on that multiple rocket launch system and see what kind of damage we can do, and pretend it's Santa bombing the Russians. Fucking perfect.
And it percolates into people like Alex, who have that will and that drive to keep going and to keep doing what he does on a daily basis, right? And you look at what Russia puts out. Like, have you noticed that the wallpapers coming off? They're really good with the pictures of all the soldiers that were behind him during his tour.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking actors in every single one.
Yeah.
Like, and because they spend billions of dollars in disinformation campaigns, but they're horrible at it. Like, what are they spending the money on? That's my question, right?
Mhm.
Oh, they're so bad at it.
They're terrible.
Ladies and gentlemen, gives me great pleasure to introduce, fighting out of Ukraine, 6'1", 120. Nah, let's say 180, because we want him to be thick. We want to pretend he's real thick with 2 C's. Alex De Rebecca from
Yeah.
Ukraine.
Hello, guys.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy New Year.
We got a new background. You're going to have to explain the background.
Oh, that's very homey, isn't it?
I like it.
Part of my home, and this is
Yeah.
some Christmas stuff. I don't know what it is called.
Nice.
It's just a Christmas streamer. You got some logs behind you there. Are you in your house? You're in your apartment, in your condo?
That's my apartment, and this is some of the Christmas lights that I'm using when there is a blackout. So there you go.
There we go. Nice. I'll put mine on for you.
Dude, we were just playing the video of that NIMARS attack
There.
in Donetsk. Want to
Oh,
watch
good.
it with us? It's want to watch Santa bomb the fuck out of some Russians?
Yeah.
Where is this, Alex? Take us through this.
Actually, I have no idea where it is, but obviously somewhere east.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Look at that.
So funny.
yeah. The thing is that that
This here is just so good.
yeah.
The best part of this is the conversation they had. We're gonna okay, I'll tell you what, the camera guy's like, okay, we're gonna put lights on the missile launcher, and then someone who's gonna wear the Yugi, you wear the hat and just stand there.
All right.
So good.
Yeah, my understanding, Alex, from what I understand, is that this happened at a large Russian base in Makivka, in occupied Donetsk.
Yeah,
400
we don't
Russian
know
soldiers. What's that?
Yeah, we don't know whether that video with the HIMARS is connected to this, but was a great news as of yesterday.
Yeah. But fuck, that makes me laugh. The Russians are so stupid, Alex. Fuck? They're like, hey, listen, we're losing the dick off of ourselves during this war. Let's all gather in one place with all the munitions.
Yeah.
And let's celebrate New Year's Eve like no one's watching.
You got a cat.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You know what I think it is too? I honestly think that a big part of this is there has been this serious lack of understanding of what the Ukraine people are, not just around the world, but in Russia, and they continue to miscalculate what this group of people are willing to do to win this war, and it's that miscalculation. It's just Alex, I don't know if you know this, but I think by and large, the fear that all of us had in the Western world about Russia and what they are willing to do and capable of doing has been disintegrated to a point of embarrassment, honestly. I mean, I think we still need to be scared of Russia, but I don't know. For me and anybody that I've talked to, I think the biggest surprise is just their lack of ability to have any impact, not just on this, their lack of success in this war it has done so much damage to their reputation, because they were riding this second, third, world power. I mean, and they become a joke. They become an international joke. And I know that makes you smile, and it should, but it surprises us in the Western part of the world. We're shocked by this.
Sums it up, huh?
They're embarrassing.
Yeah,
They're embarrassing themselves. Like this, I don't know how Putin will be able to maintain any control over his country with the mistakes that they've made in Ukraine. It just
Frank Turner, HVAC salesman, that guy. So, Alex, we haven't talked to you for like a month. Obviously, you've been battling it out over Christmas. You put out some Christmas videos. We'll play those in just a second. But what's transpired? Obviously, blackouts. But take us through the last month if you can.
Power.
Yeah, the power blackouts were horrible. Like once we didn't have electricity for like at least 60 hours in a row. Yeah, but luckily I got my generator delivered, and I got my Starlink, and you can see the quality.
Nice.
I just installed it a couple days ago. I think it was the last day of the old year. I installed the Starlink, and here we go. It's perfect. It's just amazing.
Oh, good.
Well, I sent my family to Romania. They stay there for the past 3 weeks, and I'm alone with my cats at home, prepared for whatever blackouts as long as needed. I have my Starlink, I have the generator, so I'm prepared. But honestly, within the past 3-4 days, it's been quite good. Like we probably had maybe a couple hours of outages every day, no more. And for the past 24 hours, not a single outage at all.
Nothing.
So, yeah. I think the air defense has learned to hit the rockets and the missiles. And honestly, I have a a suspicion that the Patriot is already in operation in Ukraine.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think that they have managed to get their hands on another.
Look at that sly shit-eating grin on my friend Alex's face. He's like, I'm pretty sure the Patriot missiles are here, kids.
So, Alex, with Starlink and with two things I want to make sure that we cover off with you on today. And one is I want you to give us an update on what you're doing, because I know you've been heavily involved in the war crimes aspects and documenting that for when this conflict is over and making sure that you take Russia to task. The other thing is, what kind of entertainment do you have access to? Can you watch Western, like Netflix and things like that at all? Like, I don't know, like streaming wise?
Oh, yeah, we have access to everything once we have electricity and internet. So that's all good.
Yeah, the Ukraine is in a series of caves. It's very...
no, that's not what I meant. But power's out. I mean, fuck, who knows? Like, how much internet? Like, how much internet access do you have? Like, I mean, I understand it. I mean, I understand that you can go online. I get that, but I'm just wondering, do you like Netflix? There's a Ukraine Netflix, right? Again, and in Canada, we get different stuff than probably you get. Like, are you watching fucking Friends? I guess is the question. Because there's an interview with Zelensky that David Letterman did. David Letterman went to the Ukraine and interviewed him in a subway station underground. And it just came out in like 3 weeks ago. And if you can get to it, you should watch it. It's it kind of led me to a comment just before you got on about how I have this idea now of the personality of Ukraine as a whole, based on not only meeting you, but also meeting a couple of other people and having these conversations, but also watching a lot of content that is Ukraine based with Ukraine people. And you guys have a very unique sort of approach to life, and it's given you this personality in my mind. But Zelensky is interviewed by David Letterman on a show he's done after he's gotten off the air, off of his late show. And it's really well done. But there's one moment in particular, and I don't want to tell the joke to ruin it for anybody, but Zelensky goes to David Letterman, he goes, "Can I tell you a joke?" And he does it in English. And it's the way he delivers it is so fucking funny. I just about fell off my chair. And it's such a dry joke, but you have to, if you can, you got to get your hands on it. What's the name of that show? It's a stupid name.
My next guest needs no interruption.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway.
No introduction. Yeah.
David Letterman, Alex. It just dropped. It's brilliant. It's unbelievable what he did. Yeah. The whole thing's worth watching.
I'll watch it. I think the joke is already clipped, and it's on Twitter or on some social.
Is it a NATO joke?
Already. Yeah, the joke you're talking about.
Yeah.
I know it.
And you've seen it. Yeah.
What's the joke? I want to know the joke.
He's a comedian. He is
Yeah.
a comedian.
He is a comedian by
Yeah,
trade. Yeah,
he
you're
is,
right.
Yeah.
You put out a tweet this week, Alex, where you're like, I used to fucking hate this guy, but am I ever glad he's my president? Right?
Yeah.
What changed?
Yeah.
Obviously, him standing up for your country is one of them, right?
Yeah, I was wrong. I can admit it. I was wrong.
Why?
Why I was wrong, or why?
Yeah.
Why?
What did you get wrong about him?
I'm a professional recruiter. So by profession, I hire people based on their experience. So I couldn't understand why we hired a president who has absolutely no experience. He didn't have any civil activities like social activities. He was not an activist of any kind. He was just an actor and a comedian. No, absolutely no relevance to the politics. And I was like, well, like the guy has no clue what he's gonna be doing. That I was like, I couldn't understand until the war started.
No, you think about it. You think about it. It's the same as Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was, you got two people that are TV stars, and it's the absolute opposite ends of the spectrum of who performed well and who performed horribly. And Zelensky really stepped up.
Yeah,
So,
I love
go
him.
ahead, continue.
I really
Continue,
like
Alex.
the guy.
You can sorry, continue. You were saying?
yeah. Until the day one, when me and my wife, who were like everybody else, we were shocked with what was happening, and we were watching this guy speaking to us, saying that I'm in Kiev and I'm staying, and I told my wife we have to like plead the God that this guy stays in Ukraine and he stays as a president, because if he leaves, that'd be a lot harder for us to defend. And he stayed, and he's a hero now.
You know
Is
what?
that shared? Is that sentiment shared though by everybody in the country? Because like, dude, I've watched him go. Like, he came to the United States, in a sneaky little visit where he came to the States, and we love in North America, we love to be assholes, right? And I watched people mock the fact he's wearing war gear, war attire, sweaters, pants.
Really?
Oh yeah, dude, it was fucking unbelievable.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, and they were
Kind of
all the
stuff,
alt-right
yeah.
cocks, like the MAGA Nation losers, the fucking Trump supporters, the fucking born again religious twats who I fucking hate. By the way, this is the year I'm going to unmask religion. Just wanted to let everybody know that. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to destroy man-made religion on my own. You're welcome. But my point is this: is that I watched everybody jump on this guy, and I'm like, it's happening in real time. This is like we're seeing a real war hero. Like, stick around when every other person fucking leaves, right? When the head of the Taliban left, the head of ISIS left, the head of different countries, Afghanistan, different countries like that, over the course of the last 50, 60 years. Second someone moves in, they're like, hey, we're leaving. We're out of here. But that guy put himself in the trenches with you, right? That guy put himself in a position where, and to the point where, like, I read these things about corrupt politicians that they're now weeding out in the process of the war, and I'm like, he is going for broke. It's almost like he's cleaning up the whole country at the same fucking time. Is that sort of the vibe you're getting as well?
Exactly. And look at where the guy was 24 hours before he landed into Washington, D.C. He was in the hottest war zone, in the worst battlefield as of today, in Bakhmut. He was there standing in a plant talking to people, and you could hear the shelling around him. And right from there, he came back to Kyiv, and the next day he's in DC.
You know what's interesting too about that too is I think that the significance of it shouldn't be lost on us about him staying. Just if you look back at history, and I obviously people are digging this kind of stuff up because of Zelensky, right? But it is not common for a country under siege for its leaders to stick around. There is a handful of examples in modern history of leaders doing just that, and so he is among very few leaders in history that have run a country that is being attacked that has stuck around. So it is a massive significance in
especially at the
North
start of the war,
America.
too.
Our leaders have a weather fucking problem, and they go to Mexico. Like it's bullshit. Right?
Especially at the start of the war. That's what I couldn't wrap my head around it at the start of the war, because they were coming in from the north, like close to Kyiv, right? They're coming in from North Belarus. They're coming in from different parts of Russia, and they're in Irpin and they're in Bucha. Like they were at the door, and the guys in the U.S. is like, "Hey, we'll fly you out of there." He goes, "Fuck your plane. Send me some bullets."
Yeah,
I'm going.
Yeah.
Like, and I wonder if that's why it was a good thing that he wasn't a career politician in the start, because I'm thinking career politicians are probably the first ones to fucking hightail it out of there.
With the silver spoon hanging out of his ass.
I think the fact he's a real man, and like a real person, and he's reacting like a real person would. So,
what do you think?
Yeah. Even when I didn't believe he could become a good president, I still thought that what you said, Ryan, is actually he's a sincere person who just wants good. He's not professional, he's not experienced, but he is a sincere, honest guy. And exactly any other politician in his role in this position now would probably fail, or leave, or just surrender.
Yeah. He's there because he actually loves his country, and like that's his heart is in this battle now, right? It's not like he's doing this for a political purpose. This is his home, and he's treating
it like
his
family
home.
there too. Like his wife's still there, his kids are there. He's like, no, this is where we live. This is where we die. This is what happens. And in his speech, I don't know, did you watch his New Year's Eve speech? Where he's like, this is going to be the year of the return of the Ukraine, the return of our soldiers. I thought it was brilliant, and he also took a couple shots at that fuck stick up in Moscow as well, which I loved. I thought it was great.
I saw some great pictures of people on the beaches in Ukraine in their parkas and everything, saying "Party here, August 2023." Like just the spirit of them just planning a party in the summer on the beach, because this is going to be their year, right? So,
and the interesting thing about moving forward for President Zelensky is there has been. I mean, Ukraine has an interesting, history right now, and there was a lot leading up to it that I think he would have had trouble dealing with, but any politician would have had trouble dealing with. There's corruption, like in every other country. We have it in Canada, and I think that would have been the focus of his leadership without this invasion. So
is he using this war as an opportunity to root? Sorry, Locke, as an opportunity to root that corruption out a little bit as well?
Go.
Can you ask it again?
Yeah, sorry. Is Zelensky using what's going on in Ukraine because of their ties in government? And it's so hard. I mean, the corruption that comes in from Russia, as I understand it, is so deep and it is so entrenched that it's still going to take years. But is he using this as an opportunity to go in and clean out some of that corruption in Ukraine?
Well, no, it's not the time for. I think. Well, we have a very old and long history of corruption. We are still a very corrupt country. Let's be honest about that. But we have a strong civil society, and it's not about the president. It's not about Zelensky. It's about the civil society that will control and controlled the government and the authorities. Even 8 years ago, in 2014, that's why Yanukovych fled. That was the civil society, the revolution that happened. That was because of the civil society that raised against the corruption. So it was not about Zelensky. And there is a hope that now, after all of this war, after our victory, there will be even more fight with the corruption, even like more zero tolerance for corruption, and it will be reduced. But again, that's the civil society. And by the way, the West helped a lot with pushing us on imposing a lot of legislation, anti-corruption legislation, anti-corruption bodies like anti-corruption court, like different bodies inside the government that are new, that have a transparent system of hiring people there. So this is like the institution that is being built or has been built since 2014.
Okay, so it's just an ongoing
It's part
process.
of the reason.
Yeah.
It's part of the reason why.
Yeah.
Sorry, Dean. I think a lot of the corruption is part of the reason why the Ukraine has not been welcomed with open arms into the EU as well. Right? Is that true,
Yeah.
Alex?
Yeah, and the biggest part of it is the courts. We basically, just to give you an example, before 2015, we didn't have a police. We had a body called militia, but the entire body, which is a government body, the government organization that is funded by the taxes of the taxpayers, of me and others, that is supposed to protect us, that was actually a business from old Soviet times. That was a business. In order to get to militia, to become a policeman, a militiaman, you got to pay up to $3,000. So kind of invest, and then when you get there, of course, you get to return on your investment and start earning money. So this was like a huge business machine, 99% corrupt. In 2015, we started a reform of the militia. Actually, it was completely removed. Instead, we created modern police. We used the Georgian experience, and Georgia, of course, used the U.S. Model. So now we have
on that.
Yeah, the reform is not complete yet, but still, we now have like a more modern police. Same with courts. The courts are still like, in many ways, are very corrupt in Ukraine. Like, this is a business. The judges get their business. They get money. They get bribes because they invested a lot of money to get in.
Wow.
So it needs to be changed, and this is one of the requirements for the EU. And now there's like more and more talks of changing, and it is already the changes already started from top down, and this is one of the biggest reforms that we will need to do.
You know what? And by the way, you're not alone in that. They need to do that in the United States, and they also need to do that in this country too, because provincially, like each individual, you call them oblasts here, we call them provinces. In each individual province, whatever the government is of the day, conservative, liberal, etc., they'll remove certain judges or fill, certain positions with judges where they can get nudge, nudge, wink, wink. You know what I mean? That kind of bullshit, right? So dude, we're just as corrupt.
Different layers of
we just don't look like it.
Right?
Ours is just baked in. Yeah, ours is baked in so deep that it doesn't seem like it's out in Front Street like it is in Ukraine, right? So
yeah, but it's fascinating because it all happens under the cover of dark. But in Ukraine, Alex, it all happens as a result or a tie back into Moscow, right? Like that seems to be whoever's going to, be a pipeline back to Putin, a pipeline back to the Communist Party in Moscow. Those people are the guys that get the leg up and they get the bribe money to get these judge positions. It's pretty simple stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. And Russia stays like this and will stay for a long time.
Yeah.
In Alberta, we're going to have our own police. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. So while you're fighting for your lives out there in Ukraine, Alex, in Alberta, we call it the Alberta Oblast.
Okay, so the other thing that I want you to touch on, Alex, is obviously you stayed. I'm glad your family is safe. I'm glad you got better internet. I'm glad that you got a generator. All these things are easing my mind because we have been thinking a lot about you with you've had fewer in the last couple of months appearances on the show. So I get asked constantly, have you heard Alex? And like, where is he at? So these are all good things to know. But I'm interested to know where you're at with the project, or is it developed into something new? Are you still interviewing people from these war zones that have been part of these conflicts for the tribunal?
Oh, thanks for asking about it. In fact, in December, we slowed down with the actual interviews, and the reason for that was the blackouts. I have the witnesses from the occupied regions who are ready to speak, but it's hard to find the time when I have well, now I have internet and light all the time whenever I want to, but and in their places it's very often it's like, okay, they don't have light, they don't have an internet, and well, how do we agree on time? That's the, and because the one interview may take like 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. One time it took 7 hours to do a interview with a witness from Mariupol. 7 hours. So like,
Wow.
and it's important that it's like continuous. The person speaks and speaks and speaks, because we need the teeny weeny details of what was going on, because that will all be presented at the court in Hague. Yeah. So
are you documenting it by video or just audio?
Yeah. We are doing video in Zoom.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're still doing these interviews for the ICC and for the criminal courts in The Hague?
Yeah. Like one recent case was from the occupied Balaklia. That's in Kharkiv Oblast. Remember, it was liberated really fast in September. So the woman was detained. The woman is a teacher of English in a lyceum, in the local lyceum. She had a 16-year-old daughter and husband, and all of them were detained, including the 16-year-old kid. That was like horrible, and they stayed there for like 4 days. Happily, they were released, but nothing bad happened to them. But that was a horrible situation. I mean, yeah. Well, on the other project, that the volunteer activities, we still continue doing, and we still continue receiving the funds. And thank you everyone who still donates. Or the recent thing that we did, I thought that, okay, in the blackouts, the best thing that you may have is the lights. So I bought a bunch of such Christmas lights, and they cost like what, $9 probably per piece. And I got a bunch of batteries, and I started distributing, exchanging them for paintings from kids. And now I got a bunch of paintings, and lots of, like, I don't know, up to 100, I think, people who got such Christmas lights at home, free of charge, just for painting.
Oh, you're a fucking.
She made lights so that they could paint, and they're painting you pictures with the light that they're using to be able to paint. Is that correct?
Well,
just because you're giving them some lights.
Yeah, I'm just giving. I'm just exchanging any paintings, any drawings, like even from the 2-year-old kids, whatever they can draw for awesome. A Christmas light.
That's a book, Alex. Hang on to that. That's a book. Yeah. At the end of the war.
This is what he's also doing. Feeding a bunch of people. Look at this. A week ago, I got a request from a mother of 3 kids. This is from Alex's account, Boxing Day. I got vegetable, grains, meat, candy. The cost $28. She got it on Christmas and was so happy. Thank you for your donations. Still doing that? You still helping people out?
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to give an idea that, well, it doesn't cost much. It's like 20.
Uh-oh.
Son of a
huge box of stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. It's $30. It was like food for a couple weeks, right?
Yeah.
And you can still do that.
Awesome.
Yeah,
how can
it makes me so happy, I'm like, okay, I don't know this lady. She just contacted me on Facebook, and she sent to me some, because I do a checkup, of course, on those people. I ask them to provide any documents, and she sent me certificates, birth certificates of her kids. She sent me her ID, her address, and I have a little test question. Sometimes they ask, like, can you give me some food? My test question is, what kind of food? And the right answer is whatever. Just like this lady.
Yeah.
So if this is the answer, this is the right target audience.
Has anybody replied with like tomahawk steak, some sweet potatoes,
jasmine
and
rice,
a case of Veuve Clicquot, if you can?
I'm a big fan of bok choy.
Yeah.
KFC, some McDonald's, easy on the Big Mac sauce. Did you get any of those?
And a bottle,
No,
of
but I want.
Crown would be awesome too.
Yeah.
I sometimes get requests for specific medicines, and this is what I cannot provide. Or I once had a request like for money for medicine. I could not verify this person, so I just didn't trust. So I really try to verify before I do some donation, some help.
Yeah. It's nice of you, dude. It's fucking incredible. And a lot to answer your question. They do have movies. In fact, they got movie theaters.
No, I
in Ukraine.
didn't. I was wondering about access to North American.
He's going
type
somewhere with us.
programming. Right.
I'm going somewhere, dude.
Yeah,
just
well,
hang in there with. Go ahead, Locke.
Yeah.
Go
One
ahead.
thing, yeah. Well, we of course we have access to Netflix, but the pay. Not so many people can afford paying for Netflix. Whatever. What is it, like $10 per month? That's
15.
a lot.
Yeah.
$15. That's a lot.
Disney Plus is like $20 a month or something, isn't it?
That's a lot for Ukrainians. I'm paying what $60 per month for Starlink, but this is because my job is online. If I don't have internet, I don't have job. This is something like this is my when I had to drive my car to Kyiv, which is like 25 kilometers away. I paid for my petrol because if I didn't drive, I wouldn't work. Now Starlink is a thing that is a tool for my work. But other than that, it's like a huge amount of money. My mother's pension is about $60 per month. She's getting $60 per month. I'm paying $60 per month for Starlink.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, right? Like it's
When Starlink, so how does it work? Do they send you a box and you just put it in the house and
Yeah.
away you go?
Did you not have second thoughts about giving Elon Musk $60 a month? I mean, come on.
I just need internet, whatever.
I know. I'm just busting.
Well, I ordered Starlink on December 1st with deliveries to Ukraine. Since then, they never replied to me whether it's possible or not. So I did the same request for deliveries to Paris. The Starlink was delivered to Paris on 21st of December, 3 weeks later. And then it took another 10 days for it to go from Paris to Kyiv, to Irpin. I got it in Irpin right on the New Year's Eve, 31st of December.
Good for you.
How happy were you? Because, it's funny. Hey, when you don't have internet all the time, like when you don't have it all the time anymore, if you've had it all the time, you're like, it's no big deal. But when you don't have it and you get it, and then you got to generate, and you're like, you're Jimmy rigging the whole thing. You probably were so happy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And look, the quality is really fantastic.
Yeah, it is really good. Friends of mine have a cabin outside of town, and they've got Starlink, and there's like 3 or 4 of them in this one area that they're all friends, and they bought one box and they sort of put it on the roof or whatever it is. I don't even know. They put it in one guy's place.
Yeah.
And they have it, and now they can go like the one friend will work from home, and now she can go out to the cabin and she can hook up online and do Zoom meetings and everything like that. Never were they able to do that at the lake. I mean, very different situation. She's not getting bombs, thrown at her, but yeah, but it's changed. It's quite effective.
Yeah.
In Canada, at least from what I've been told, in the outlying areas. So I'm glad you got your hands on it, Alex. That's awesome.
Yeah.
How do people donate, Alex, if they want to donate to what you're doing?
Oh, well, just DM me and I will explain everything. That's
the best way.
Yeah, I by the way, I got quite a good flow of donations by the new year, so we are now like have quite a good sum of money, and I'm thinking where to use it best. There is a friend of mine who is producing a specific kind of tool for the drones that for intelligence at the front line, and I'm thinking maybe I can invest a part of this money that my friends sent to me as to help this, because that's a very important thing. That equipment that they are producing will help to get better intelligence of the front line, which is great.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's not like just some humanitarian help. We are trying to help the warriors as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's been incredible, dude. Have you, by the way, Video I wanted to play for you before I let you go. Let's video this guy. This is the kind of stuff where I'm like, I realize how big of pussies we are in North America.
Oh,
like just
huge.
Huge.
Oh my God.
To the point where I'm like, you know, when I see certain videos that come out of that country, I always say the same thing to myself. What the fuck is wrong with me and us?
Yeah.
Like, I'm serious. And it's not that, like, in the big scheme of things anyway, it's not that I wouldn't go to war, but I don't understand this. Like, I don't understand how this happens to a guy and he's like, hey, let's go for beers. Look at his helmet. Look at the fucking hole in this guy's helmet.
Покажись, братанчик. Це вхід, їбать. Це вихід, нахуй. І, блядь.
Coming out the back.
Oh my God.
І нахуй, сука. Єбать, блядь.
And they're laughing. They're laughing. Did you see that? Let's watch one more time
Покажись,
together.
братанчик.
This is in
Це
Bakhmut.
вхід, їбать. Це вихід, нахуй. І, блядь. Візьми. І нахуй, сука. Єбать, блядь.
Just a little scrape. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh my.
That'll buff out.
No big deal. Huh? Band-Aid and he's fine.
Yeah. I'd be under my bed for a month.
Did you see that? The guy's recording it, laughing. Hey, I don't even know. What were they saying? Hey, you're a lucky guy. What were they saying?
Oh, they're using a lot of slang words, like yeah. Well, they're saying that this is the entrance, this is the exit, and show the head and the scratch over his head. You know.
So we have a tournament, and I'm
still
don't know
crying.
how familiar.
Like Linz, I'm crying. I can't do it.
Yeah. We have a tournament, and I don't know how familiar you are with it, but you probably are. Hockey is pretty big in Ukraine. So World Juniors every year. This is the second year that they told Russia and Belarus to go pound sand. Yeah. So they haven't been at the tournament, which I think, you know what, we've talked about this, and I know you've commented that the Russian people are brainwashed, and you're leery about the impact that the sanctions and things like not being involved in sporting events would have on the people. But yeah, man, I think if this continues, it's got to be a lot of people going, okay, why aren't we in Halifax right now? Why aren't we in Sweden next year competing in the World Juniors? Hold on. I'm 17. I'm a phenom. Like, do I need to move? Do I need to get the fuck out of here? I think you're going to see more and more of that kind of thing, Alex, as this continues. Because, I mean, they basically, the World Juniors told Russia and Belarus, you're not fucking invited. You're just not coming. You're not going to be in this tournament that makes millions and millions of dollars every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. That happens in all these sports with Russia and Belarus.
Fuck them.
And they have, and they you get the opportunity that it just robs those kids of, you know, like just kids that just don't have a say in what's going on, and
because your leader has a small dick. Like that's the fucking problem here. Your leader has a pencil-sized
collects his own poop.
dick. Yeah, and you can't go play hockey in another. Like, it's got to be infuriating. I mean,
do you know how much they now budget for the war this year? Every 4 days, the budget for the war is $1 billion. Every 4 days for 2023, $1 billion every 4 days.
So $250 million a day.
Yeah.
So I hope you don't like food, Russia.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck it. It's wild, dude. Like, and everybody, every prognosticator, all the mill bloggers who I'm addicted to reading now, the mill bloggers, it's fucking, they're all of them are turning on Russia, turning on Putin, turning on Prigozhin, turning on the war, and they're trying not to. You know, these are the same guys at the start of the war. It's like, cakewalk will be in and out in 32 days, maybe max 72 hours if we're lucky.
Yeah.
And now, and they made up bullshit for a month. Now, if you read any of the mill blogger stuff, they're like, we're fucked. This is terrible. We got no ammunition. We got not the videos of Russians standing in front of these howitzers going, well, we can shoot stuff, but we don't have anything to shoot. Fuck Putin. Like, it's literally falling apart at the seams. So there's the last question I would ask you. hopeful that this will be, throughout the winter that you guys will dig in? Is there a hope with the Ukrainian people that this winter is going to be the winter that you break the back of the Russian people?
I will not say that it's about winter. There is the big hope. Not just the hope. There is a big belief. We truly believe we will win. Nobody says, okay, we will win by the end of winter or whatever. The intelligence says, by the way, that we most likely should be winning by the mid of this year, maybe by the end. But there is just like a big belief that Ukraine is winning. 93% of Ukrainians, according to the latest poll, truly believe that we will win. So there is a consensus here, and the best thing is that we are not afraid of blackouts anymore. Mm-hmm. We are not afraid. Like people are okay. We can stay without electricity, without water. That's fine. Without internet. Just to give you an example, once there was this 2 days of blackout. Me and my neighbor, we collaborated together to start this generator and all the stuff. We decided to call for the people in our apartment building to come and recharge their telephones. Nobody came. Really? People have already adjusted to this kind of mode, and they have their power banks. They have their water supplies. They're fine, and I think we will be fine. We just need to survive this winter, and we will win.
I know. We know you will. Alex, before I let you go, I want to say everybody you can follow Alex at DayRebekov. Go to his DMs, give him a follow, follow you back if you want to donate. Alex is always in the mood to take and to give as soon as he takes, because that's what he does. We've trusted him with that, and there are a bunch of people in that country that do the same thing. So you can be rest assured that the money will get to people who truly need it if you feel like donating, which is incredible. But I do want to play this one video before we go. Locke, I know you didn't ask him if there were movies or if it was the dark ages of the Ukraine when you were talking about Ukraine. I know that, but I wanted to share this with you regardless.
All right.
This is Alex going to the movies.
You would never imagine where I am. Everybody wants to have some type of normality. I went to IMAX today to watch Avatar 2.
It was good, eh?
Typically, if there is a air raid siren or a blackout, people are asked to come out. We were lucky enough to have neither of that. So 3 hours of movie, like a normal life.
Attaboy.
Good. Thank you.
Good for you,
it's
man.
the little things right now that make you feel normal. Going to the movies would be one of them. Was the movie any good, by the way? Avatar 2?
It's good.
Is it okay? Is it good? You've seen it? You liked it?
It's good.
Was it as good as the first? Yes or no?
Yes.
No.
We'll go with Alex.
I liked it.
I believe
But
that
it
was.
was, for us, it's just like, for 3 hours, you don't think about, you don't think about the war, but there's still a war on the screen.
Yeah. It's a nice escape.
Oh, yeah, it's good. Hey, you go.
Someone else's. Someone else's war.
You went to Avatar, you're like, this is a fake war. I can watch this all day long.
Hey, can I get you to add something to your list of wishes for the upcoming year, Alex?
Yeah.
Someone needs to shoot Steven Seagal. I mean, it doesn't have to kill him, but if Steven Seagal is on the fronts, Russian fronts, I want someone to shoot him in the ass.
Just plug him once. Yeah.
Just once.
Yeah.
Snipe him in the ass.
Worst martial arts actor of all time. He's wearing someone else's hair, someone else's beard. He's a martial arts
dress robe.
embarrassment. If you could just put a good word in with the folks in Bakhmut, if you see Seagal,
shoot him in the ass.
Who's going to teach us how to do Taekwondo from a chair, though?
Loser.
Thanks, Alex. Great to see you, buddy.
Good to see you, Alex. Oh my God, it was so good to see you. This is a great start to the new year for us, man. You take care.
Happy New Year, my friend.
All the best to your wife and your kid.
Yeah.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year.
All right,
Yeah,
brother.
Merry Christmas
you
on the
soon.
6th, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ukrainian Christmas.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Merry
All right,
Christmas.
buddy. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. We'll talk to you soon. Alex Day Rebecca, ladies and gentlemen. My friend and
Oh,
yours.
that was so good.
Good guy.
Thank you for setting that up,
Yeah,
Dean. Thank you.
it was good
Oh,
to
yeah.
see
My
him.
pleasure. It was great to see him.
Yeah.
He's the
Some
king.
perspective at the beginning of the year, eh?
How about the NIMARS
I
Santa
just tried to
death
suck
video,
my
though?
dick with a yoga pose.
I'm going to suck my dick to this. I'd watch this over and over.
It blesses my heart knowing that they got this deadly rocket launch system set up with Christmas lights on it like it was Santa's sleigh. And then rifled off 7 death bombs and took out
So
basically 1,000 Russians while Santa was looking on, going, here we go.
This guy standing
how
here
it
in
lights
the
him
Santa
up.
hat is just so like
Perfect.
it's so funny. Like just stand here, bro.
He doesn't even flinch. Doesn't even flinch. It's perfect. It's not like you can take like 5 takes of this either. You know what I mean? You got to fucking get this right on the first take, Terry.
First take, Terry. I loved it. I don't know what it was. I think it was the whole idea that Santa was killing Russians on Christmas Eve. I'm thinking,
You get a lump
Yeah.
of coal. You are going to be coal for Christmas.
yes.
Wild.
Great to see him, though, wasn't it? Good
Mhm.
to see Alex to start
so
the year.
good.
I thought that'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's
right,
it for
boys.
us. That's it for me. Have a great day, boys. Good to see you again.
Yeah. Happy
Yeah.
New Year.
I'm glad we're
Yeah.
back.
Huh?
I'm glad we're back.
Me too.
I am too. I needed the break.
When's the announcement coming?
I did miss you guys though. I got to say that. You know what? I know we kind of like we stayed away from each other for a bit there, but I did miss you guys. I miss this every day.
Did you?
Nice. Yeah, kind of. I do miss you guys. I call you guys lots of weird, fun names in the chat, but I do kind of like you guys.
That's nice.
Yeah.
A little sad, a little simpy.
Yeah, a little bit.
Nice. Yeah, I like it.
Little bit.
I like that you're bearing your heart here.
I'm bearing my emotions and my soul right here for
showing
everybody
us
to
what
see.
you're all about. I know Lochlin didn't feel the same way.
No.
Well, I like the fact that we control the amount of time we spend together.
Don't get me wrong. Any longer than 2 hours a day, fuck.
Oh,
We were having a
barreling into.
conversation, Linz and I, because I put my foot down and I told Jimmy, because Jimmy was going to go to Ontario with Army Chris. Randomly,
Yeah.
Army Chris was like, "You should come. I need
Yeah.
someone to drink with." And I'm like, "You can't go." Jimmy goes, he does his podcast with Army Chris at Army Chris's place, drinks like an asshole. Like I swear to God, Army Chris is going to kill him. It takes 4 days for his brain to function properly after doing 1 day with Army Chris. And we see it Monday, Tuesday. By Wednesday, Tuesday,
shunt.
maybe towards the end of the show, he starts contributing properly to the show. So I'm like, do you really need to spend 4 days in Ontario with Army Chris drinking your face off randomly in January? Well, you're not going to be able to speak for a month. He's like, yeah, good point. And then why are you going? Like, what's the point of this trip? No reason. He goes, but Army Chris is forcing me to go. Well, tell him I said you don't want to go and you don't want to spend the money. So he's not going. But the point
it's
was
your fault.
Linz was like, oh, I'll watch them. I'll make sure they don't get out of hand. I'm like, what?
I didn't say I
When
was
you
gonna watch
came here in Edmonton, you were a write-off.
I was.
You were a sloppy mess for
Yeah.
3 days. And
Yep.
you think that Army Chris going there, it's going to be any different?
Is he really
You-
coming here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, the 14th.
Oh, you guys are going to be fucked for Gibble 3 straight
Fucked.
days. Yeah.
We'll see.
No, we won't see. You will.
Well, you will see. Either
Oh, I
way,
know.
I don't know
Wow,
which way it's
Gibble,
going to
I
be.
know you will be. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I
Yeah,
gotta
no, he's
ask,
coming.
what's the sticky thing hanging behind you here?
Who, me?
Dean, what is that hanging on the wall?
Is that a
No.
dildo?
What is
That?
no.
That,
The green thing by your arm. What is that?
this,
Other
No.
side. Yeah,
Yes.
that.
What is that? It's been driving me crazy.
Yeah.
Guess.
I have no idea. Is it wallpaper that came off?
No.
Or,
The
Nope.
Tampax wrappers?
No. Christmas wrapping paper.
Oh, it's a roll of wrapping paper.
okay. Yeah, it's been
It's behind
bugging
me. These are antlers from some dead deer like 100 years ago. So my buddy gave me.
Like
Okay.
an antelope.
Yeah.
You a
That's
big
right.
hunter?
No.
Got a lot of guns
That
there,
creeps
Terry.
me out. No, the cat calendar's out. Like the cat poop
That's
calendar's
right.
done.
We're waiting on the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Supply chain issues.
Yeah. They print them in China.
Get your new calendar.
Thanks, boys. Good to see you.
Good to see
That
you
was
too.
good. That was a good
All
one.
right. Talk to you soon. There's Lochlin Cross 957 Cruise FM in Edmonton. At Lochlin Cross on Twitter. Give him a follow. At Ryan Lindley. And the Lynn's Report. Give him a follow there. His podcast is terrific. Follow him online as well. At Ryan Lindley on Twitter. Thanks, fellas.
If you're
Bye.
in the Edmonton area, call Luber. We don't give a shit about your safety.
Lachlan's got a new Uber car service called Luber. We're going to talk about that and get to Andrew Tate, Greta Thunberg tomorrow. We've got a special guest. I'm just confirming. Can't tell you guys just yet, but I think it's going to be a good one. All right.
Ooh.
Talk to you guys
See you,
tomorrow.
boys.
Ciao, buddy.
See you, fellas. There you go. That's it. Have a great day. That's it for us. A-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. A-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo. A-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-doo-doo. You good? I'm good. Nice little warm-up show. I know it's still vacation time for a lot of people. We just thought we'd squeeze one in. Wanted to say hi to Alex. We wanted to touch base with each other. Kind of get our feet wet again because we took like a week and a half off, which I haven't done in 5 years. Believe it or not. So we're all refreshed. Thanks for joining us. Thanks to our friends over at kivlaw.ca, looking for a great lawyer. Southern Ontario's best defense attorneys live in Southern Ontario to help Southern Ontarians stay out of jail. Stay on the right side of the law. If you got into trouble over the holidays, if you got something hanging over your head, listen, you need to call the best defense attorneys in Southern Ontario. That means you need to get a hold of my friends at kivlaw.ca. Email Robert at kivlaw.ca today. Say, hey, I need to talk about a legal issue. He'll get back to you right away. Guaranteed. And not only that, his team will help get you out of trouble. That's what it's all about. Doesn't matter if you did it or didn't do it. You don't want to have legal issues hanging over your head. Kivlaw.ca will clear those up for you and hold your hand through it. And make sure that you understand the consequences of all it as you continue to make your life better. That is what they do. Go to kivlaw.ca today. Email Robert at kivlaw.ca today. Ed's Fine Imports, his Gitch. He's got the 2023s in. Yeah, bunch of different colors. Pouch in the front. Want a free pair? Promo code GITCH3 is your promo code GITCH and then the number 3. That is your promo code. And here's what you get, a free pair of underwear when you use it. That's right. Check out with 3 pair. You get the 4th for free. GITCH3 is your promo code. Clothing for men and boys. Check him out today. It's the new year. Give your stuff a nice new home. Gitch, the best underwear, luxury boxer brief she'll ever wear. Good times. And last but not least, our friends at Can-Torque. These are people that have been in the business of making industrial torque wrenches, looseners, fasteners for the past 20 years. And the great part about these guys is they're in Canadian. They do business for Canadians. They do it all around the world. But if you're in the mining industry, if you're in the automotive industry, if you're in the railroad industry, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's heavy equipment related, you need looseners and fasteners they don't make. Cantorque.com. Again, Cantorque.com for your solution to rugged, sleek, sexy, hard-working torque wrenches. That's what they do. Call them today. Email them first, and then they'll get back to you. Ask for Colin at cantorque.com. Have a great day, everybody. See you tomorrow. Enjoy it. Thanks for this. It was a lot of fun.